Hey yo, apparently some people are not happy what I say between Miss Keith and Emiru, but there are videos and clips coming out showing that not only Emiru was correct, but she really was a victim in all this. So if you ask me to choose a side, I'm going to double down and say I'm siding with Emiru. Well, I'm also going to double down on another controversial topic, and that would be Western citizens getting cucked. Now, how are they getting cucked? I think by one group of people, liberal retards, right? Towards immigration and towards policy. Now, who are the retards? Basically, retarded people on the left that wants to play, uh, wants to play with your emotion and say we need to humanize people without realizing some people just cannot be humanized. One of the biggest thing, especially in Western nation like North America and Western Europe, the biggest thing is immigration, right? You are letting a bunch of people who, remember, they're all men. You don't see any women or children. You see all young men. First off, committing a crime by illegally coming into the country. Okay, you don't deport them. You don't put them in. Yeah, and I'm going to say it. You don't put them in camps. You don't, segregate them. Remember, these are all illegals. You're supposed to deport them the moment they come in. Okay, then you start giving them benefits. Then you start giving them allowances, followed by, oh, they need a place to stay. Fine, let's just give them migrants hotel, right? Benefits allowances could go to the poor community, your own people, your own citizen, where they can buy groceries, just to live another day. Or you can even give them your own citizens accommodation, so they can have a place to have a roof over their head. But no, instead of giving it to them, you're giving it to all the illegals that are coming into the country. Another big factor is crimes, right? No consequences. They come into the country illegally, then instead of putting justice on them, laying down the hammer, they commit crimes, they steal, they scam, they I, w- I wouldn't be surprised if they sexual assault and rape. So why I say there are no consequences? Because you don't deport them, you don't lock them up, you catch and release. And every time you catch and release these people, their criminal record and the amount of felony they have is not even in the single digits, it's in the double digits. They just keep going up and up and up, and you're not doing anything about it. Meanwhile, if one of your citizens commit a crime, you will arrest them on the spot, especially if they commit, say, uh, they didn't commit any crime if they say, I just don't like brown people. Okay, this is happening in the UK, you can clearly see, and in France. I have nothing against black people, but damn, you know the saying, you can take a tiger out of the jungle, but you can't take the jungle out of the tiger. Yeah, those people are bringing their values from Africa or Middle East into, like, for example, France, and instead of adopting the French values, they sweep it aside and just bring their own thing, and that's why Paris looks like a mess. Now let's look at this world map. Well, for North America, what can you say? You have basically Central America and South America, going to USA, USA. Well, luckily they in a way they have Donald Trump to handle that. But if you look at Europe-wise, you have people from Africa and mainly some part of the Middle East coming into Europe, right? But rather than stopping them at the border, they let them come in and totally fuck over their own citizens, because that's what the government does, right? They want to play the humanizing card, but end up, destroying their own, they destroy their own value. But one of the biggest questions you have to ask, if these people who happen to be, a similar skin tone with, a similar they share the same religion, Islam, you have to ask yourself a question: why are all these people from this country, eh, with the same religion, not going into this country instead, right? Why are they not going to, Saudi Arabia, uh, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE? Because the Gulf state have a simple policy. That's why they don't go there. They know they can abuse the system Europe has to offer in a high trust society, but not in this place. So next policy. I'm just going to type in one simple word. You know what? Let's just enlarge it. This affects everybody, and it even affects me because I got cucked by video games. How am I getting cucked by video games? Because rather than hiring some people to make a good game, you start hiring people based on their skin color. You start hiring people based on uh, their gender. So in a way, it's no different from immigration, where you don't look after your own citizen. You put so much effort into caring for the illegals, and they champion this cause which destroy everything. And this is not just in games. This is also in government sector and companies also. So now a good example would be this, right? I have nothing against these two, but because liberal retards are so fucking stupid, instead of finding somebody in their company who knows how to play games, they put these two, they basically fed these two to the wolves, right? They couldn't play the game at all. Yeah, sure, they can design the game, but even the games they design just looks. Have you ever noticed that triple A games tends to look good, uh, tends to look more like a movie rather than a game? I think most people going into the gaming industry are all coming from from the film or movie industry. So rather than hire people based on merit, they start hiring. Well, after all, there was a research that did say that people who benefit most from the DEI program are, white liberal women. So when white liberal women benefit from the program, of course they're just going to hire people that they know that share their same belief and policy. So DEI, in a way, is actually cucking their own citizens. So rather than protecting their own citizens, to have a fair hiring standards, they start uh, picking people that have no experience in it, but they do share the same, either the same genitals or the same skin color. So that in a way, immigration policy come up by fucking liberal retards. Basically, that's how they're cucking their own citizens. Oh well, that's my take on it.